بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters, followers and everyone else who's watching, welcome at my YouTube channel and welcome in this lesson. Now we have arrived at point number 11 of the text. We have been studying and reading آداب المعلمين والمتعلمين by Shaykh Abdurrahman bin Nasir al-Sa'di rahimahullah. And before we delve into point number 11 of this text, it is important to bring something to your attention, and that is to have knowledge of the correct titles of books. Know, and every serious student of knowledge should know this, that books or texts often have another title under which they're commonly known. Now this title here we've been mentioning in our classes is آداب المعلمين والمتعلمين, while the book or the text is actually titled, and you can find this in the beginning of the text. We'll turn to page number 13 here. The actual title of the text is فائدة تشتمل على نبذة من آداب المعلمين والمتعلمين. So that is the actual title of the book. And this is very often the case for many other books we know. And this is something I would like you to look into yourself. Find out, for example, what the real title of the 40 hadith collection by Imam an-Nawawi is. This is one. Secondly, find out what the real and full title of Sahih al-Bukhari is. These are just two examples we can mention in this regard, and this is very important. Having knowledge of the full and correct titles of books. And like I said, some scholars have devoted whole books to this, where they verify the actual title. That's one point. Now, this past week, I was wondering if there is any written explanation of this text here. And when you Google this text online or on the internet, you will find two written commentaries, and one of which I'm going to mention because it's important, I think. You will find a sharh of the text by the contemporary Saudi Shaykh Shaykh. He's got a sharh, a commentary on the text in Arabic, and it's available as a PDF for download for your benefit. So look it up, try and find it, and keep it at your collection of PDF books. And there's another one I found, but I'm not sure about the author, who the author is. Shaykh Shaykh, he's very well known, so that's some text I would recommend personally. That is something I wanted to share with you for your own benefit. Try and find these texts and look them up, and at the same time you will find a lot of audio commentaries on the text online as well, which are very beneficial again. And then there's also an English commentary on the text by the teacher who composed this workbook, and that is Ustad Musa Richardson from Canada. And you can refer back to that commentary as well if you don't master Arabic. Now let's continue with point number 11, and that is ذم التعصب الحذر من التعصب للأقوال والقائلين، وهو أن يجعل القصد من المناظرة نصر القول الذي قاله أو قاله من يعظمه، فإن التعصب مذهب للإخلاص مزيل للبهجة العلم معم للحقائق فاتح لأبواب الخصام والحقد، كما أن الإنصاف هو زينة العلم وعنوان الإخلاص والنصح والفلاح. This was the Arabic reading of the text, and it's a short point, but it's a very important point, and it contains a gem, a true gem, a beautiful statement by the Shaykh, which all of you should memorize. And that is, الانصاف هو زينة العلم. الانصاف هو زينة العلم. Now, what does that mean? I will come to this when I'll give you the translation. I'll read the translation for you. So, ذم التعصب, and تعصب is a word we should all know, and you could say it's the opposite of al-insaf. Now, what does the Shaykh rahimahullah say here? ذم التعصب means the disgrace of bias. So al-ta'assub is bias, being prejudiced, not being fair. Al-hadar, this could be translated as follows: be warned about biased bigotry towards certain positions or people. Keep this in mind. Be aware of bias towards certain positions, meaning opinions, and people, meaning scholars. This is when someone intends to support a certain position or a certain preferred individual when entering a discussion. So it's presented to us here in a general way, as a general statement, but I think you should specify it, since we're discussing the adab of the teachers and the students with regards to sacred knowledge. You should specify it towards certain opinions and certain scholars. And this could be opinions in fiqh or in aqidah or any other science, for that matter. Biased bigotry uproots sincerity, and it removes the beauty of knowledge, blinding a person from seeing what is correct in issues. It opens doors of argumentation and hateful spite. On the other hand, objectivity is the beauty of knowledge. That is how the translator here chose to translate this beautiful saying, this true gem in this text here, a piece of wisdom by the author, by the Shaykh. Al-insafu huwa zinatul ilm. I would translate it as objectivity, but you could also say equity or fairness or impartiality. So equity or fairness or impartiality or objectivity, in other words, is zinatul ilm. Zinatul ilm, I would say it's more of an adornment than beauty. So I would translate that as the adornment of knowledge. And then the Shaykh closes with that this is an evident sign of sincerity, dutifulness, and success, falah. So al-insafu zinatul ilm. You could say al-insaf is the opposite of at-ta'assub. Now al-insaf, this goes back to the trilateral root of nun, sad, and fa. And verbs attached to these trilateral roots are nasafa or nasafa. and they both point to part something and to divide something, or to make something into two parts or two halves. And it also could point to reaching the middle of something, to achieve justice and to achieve fairness. So objectivity is also a very nice word to translate الانصاف with. And then it also reminds us of the word nisf, right? Which means a half. So remember this gem for the text. If there's one thing you should take away from this point number 11, it's this statement here, this beautiful qawl, al-qawl al-jamil, by the Shaykh rahimahullah. الانصاف زينة العلم. الانصاف هو زينة العلم. Or as we can read in the Arabic text, أن الانصاف with فتحة هو زينة العلم. So objectivity is the adornment of knowledge. I hope this was of benefit. And once again, try and memorize this qaida, this principle, this beautiful statement, just like you memorize any other qawaid or principles or beautiful statements, because they can suit you at certain times, right? So jazakumullahu khaira for your time, for your attention, for watching and listening. Please click on like and share this video with your friends and family and other students, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And I will see you in the next lesson, inshallah.